Surely the council can't wait weeks and weeks to issue you with a ticket. Can they? Let's look at how long councils have to issue a penalty charge notice, what can happen if you try to ignore one, and some good excuses to appeal against your ticket. How quickly a parking ticket must be issued depends on the type of ticket you received. If the parking contravention was committed on council land, you'll have received a penalty charge notice. But if it was on private property, usually a car park connected to a business like, say, a supermarket car park, then you'll have received a parking charge notice instead. They may look and sound remarkably similar, but how they work is actually very different. A council penalty charge notice is an official fine, which means that there is a strict process to follow. But a private parking charge notice is considered to be more like an invoice that you have to pay. When you don't pay a council penalty charge notice or PCN within 28 days, the council's going to send you out a charge certificate. This notice doesn't just inform you that you've missed the payment deadline, it also increases the fine by 50%. You'll only get 14 days to pay this, or a court order will be issued, which could then result in the use of a bailiff. So, council parking fines are usually issued within 28 days from the start of the incident, but they may actually get longer. If the DVLA is slow to respond with your address, then the council can just unfortunately blame the DVLA and you'll still have to pay up. Councils are not obligated to adhere to any specific time frame when they issue a ticket, but if it is issued a long time after the offence, then you could use this as good grounds for an appeal. So how do you actually appeal against a council PCN? Well, someone from the local authority will have either given you the ticket in person by leaving it on your car, or you'll have received a letter about it in the post. If you received it in person by finding it placed on your car, then you'll need to make an informal appeal to the council first. Normally it involves writing a letter that details why you think that the PCN was wrongly issued. If that informal appeal is rejected, you can escalate your appeal to a formal appeal, or representation as they're sometimes called. You may want to gather even more evidence for a formal appeal. If you received your PCN as a letter through your door, then you won't be able to write an informal appeal and you'll have to skip straight to the formal appeal process. To actually make your appeal, you'll need the PCN number from your ticket. With this, you should be able to access the appeals section on the relevant council's website and submit your information on there. So what are some good reasons to appeal against a ticket? Well, firstly, parking companies and councils are obligated to make their parking rules and road markings clear. If these were obstructed or absent, then that could give you good grounds for an appeal. But instead of just simply stating that you believe the signage was unclear, you could greatly strengthen your appeal by returning to the scene of the crime and snapping a few photos as evidence. Another reason to appeal might be that you've broken down in the car park and you needed to wait for a recovery service. If this is the case, then try to get some sort of mechanic's invoice or a witness statement from them to support your appeal. In a similar vein, if pretty much any genuine emergency prevented you from returning to your car or exiting the car park on time, then so long as you can prove it, you should have good grounds for an appeal. Your original ticket may be accusing you of staying a couple of minutes longer than you paid for. The reality is there's now actually a 10-minute grace period for car parks to give people time to get to their cars and exit the car park. So if a private firm attendant issued you with a parking fine when you overstayed by less than those 10 minutes, you could use this loophole to get out of having to pay. Broken parking machines are one of the most common excuses for getting out of paying a ticket. However, private car parks sometimes state that you should not park when the parking meter isn't working. But are those signs clearly marked and easy to see? Again, if not, you could snap some photos to help support your appeal. Some payment machines ask you to enter your vehicle's registration number. If you got a ticket simply because you entered your vehicle registration incorrectly, then you shouldn't have to pay. You're not allowed to edit or change your appeal after it's submitted. Therefore, it's important to take your time beforehand to prepare your appeal and include everything you need for it to be successful. If you're finding it hard to know what to say or what evidence to include, then a popular option is to consult a solicitor who can help to make your appeal airtight. There's many online solicitors that work out cheaper and easier than meeting in person. JustAnswer, for example, only costs £5 for a trial, and one of my colleagues saved over £270 on a ticket by using their service. I've linked that offer in the description, and if you use that, you'll also be supporting Money Nerd, so thank you.